The thick canopy of the Amazon rainforest stretched endlessly, a sea of green concealing countless mysteries. Dr. Alan Carter, an esteemed archaeologist, had spent his life chasing legends, but nothing had ever intrigued him more than the whispered tales of a lost city hidden deep within the jungle. A city of gold, knowledge, and ancient secrets, El Dorado, or something even greater. But no one who had gone looking for it had ever returned. Now, standing at the edge of the rainforest, he was determined to uncover the truth. Alongside him was his trusted team: Sarah Mitchell, an expert in ancient civilizations; David Harper, a rugged explorer with years of experience surviving the wild; and Miguel, their local guide who knew the jungle better than anyone. Their expedition began under the blazing sun, cutting through dense foliage as the jungle pulsed with life. They relied on an old, half-burned map discovered in a forgotten library, its faded ink hinting at a location untouched by modern man. As they ventured deeper, the air grew heavy with humidity, and an eerie silence fell over them. "We're being watched," Miguel whispered, his voice barely audible. The others exchanged uneasy glances. They had heard the stories about the jungle spirits that guarded the city, about the travelers who vanished without a trace. But they pushed forward, guided by the allure of discovery. Days passed, and exhaustion weighed on them. Then, they found it, a towering stone pillar, covered in intricate carvings depicting an advanced civilization. The markings were unlike anything Sarah had ever seen. It was proof. They were close. That night, strange things happened. The jungle seemed to whisper. Sarah swore she saw figures moving in the shadows, and David woke up gasping, claiming he heard footsteps circling their camp. But no one was there. The deeper they went, the more unnatural the jungle felt. The trees grew in twisted, impossible formations, and the air carried a metallic scent. And then, they found it. The ruins loomed before them, concealed beneath layers of vines and mist. Massive stone structures, still intact despite centuries of abandonment, stood like silent sentinels. A massive gate, adorned with golden symbols, marked the entrance. They stepped inside, and the air changed. It was cooler, quieter, as if time itself had stopped. Ancient murals lined the walls, depicting a civilization far more advanced than expected. But something was wrong. The murals told a story. A city cursed for its arrogance, a power so great that it threatened the balance of the world. And then, destruction. The final mural showed the inhabitants vanishing. "What happened to them?" Sarah murmured, running her fingers over the cold stone. "They didn't die," Miguel whispered. "They disappeared." A deep, vibrating hum filled the air. The ground trembled beneath their feet. And then, the golden symbols on the walls began to glow. A doorway opened before them, revealing a chamber unlike anything they had ever seen. Inside, a massive crystalline structure pulsed with light. Floating orbs hovered in the air, defying gravity. The city had not been abandoned. It had been sealed. David reached out to touch one of the orbs, and in an instant, his body was consumed by light. He vanished. No scream, no struggle, just gone. Panic erupted. Miguel turned to run, but the doorway had disappeared. They were trapped. Sarah, with shaking hands, examined the inscriptions. "It's a time rift. The city exists between realities." Alan's mind raced. This wasn't just a lost city. It was a prison, locked outside of time itself. And they had just triggered its awakening. A deep voice echoed through the chamber, neither alive nor dead. "You seek knowledge. You seek power. But all who enter must make a choice." The light around them intensified. Sarah's form began to blur. Miguel screamed as he flickered between existence and nothingness. Summoning all his strength, he grabbed Sarah's hand and pulled her toward the glowing crystal. "Think of home," he shouted. "Focus on it." The world twisted. Darkness engulfed them. And then, silence. Alan woke up, gasping, lying on the floor of his study. The jungle was gone. Sarah sat nearby, trembling. Miguel was nowhere to be seen. Had it been real? Had they really found the lost city? On his desk lay a single golden symbol, glowing faintly before fading into nothingness. The city was still out there, waiting, watching, and it would never let go of those who had seen its secrets. Alan knew one thing. Some mysteries were never meant to be solved.